I didn't have to pick the lock this time, we just pushed it in. This is chock full of mice poop.
I found all sorts of paraphernalia. That's pretty disturbing.
The service is out of equipment, we should come again. I accidentally did the expensive wash. Second house of the week we're breaking into. We're supposed to have a lockbox here. We should probably do a segment on how to break into a place. Oh, I see it. I didn't have to pick the lock this time, we just pushed it in. So what I do is I'll go through and I'll assess it. We're starting at the back end of the property because we're gonna go get a light to get inside the house. So this is a cabin in Southern Ohio, cabin style house. It's got wood exterior and we're just going to assess and take a look through different things about it. We'll just go through and make notes of what is going on, and typically I snap pictures with my phone. Everything I do syncs with Google Photos. So I've got a picture now. We've got an accessory building here, which is, oh my goodness, look at this. The wood in the house isn't old. Those are old. Look at those 6x6s or bigger. That is not cheap, and that is totally awesome. So this is an accessory building, condition's good. We'll take a couple pictures of it just to make notes on our report, because valuing a property, you can value one in a pinch, but it might not make sense. So we've got a segment here on the inspection report for landscaping. Any property you have, whether it's a rental or whatever, landscaping is typically a cheap moneymaker, meaning you put a couple $1,000s in it, you'll get $10,000 back on it. But any property you have, you've got to make sure the greenery is cut away from the house. But on this, we're going to put fair down here, and we've taken pictures of it. The landscaping here, it's not bad, but it's also not great either. We've got this front deck or this front porch. The walkway here sucks. It looks like treated lumber at one point. Somebody's done patches on it. It needs replaced. If we have this as a rental, which we're going to keep it as a rental, I don't want the liability of someone getting poked with a nail. We're getting this place for $100,000. I expect to put $25,000 in it. We're going to quantify it through the inspection today, make sure that we're in the ballpark to confirm my initial rough estimate on it. The deck needs fixed. The walkway is in crap shape, needs replaced. As you get closer to this porch here, it starts getting better. You need to make sure you're free of debris. This is insulation here. It'll hold moisture in it, and it'll just cause the front porch to degrade condition-wise. Front door looks good for a rental. We'll repaint it. The trim, which is on the list, looks good to me. We broke in the back door. So the front door is good, the back door is crap. Windows here look good, but we're not going to do a full assessment on the windows yet. We're at a point now, if we don't go in and start working on it, it's going to degrade to the point it'll be useless. So we got our big giant light, and we're going to go exploring the house. So I've got a point here for a note. This is a heat pump, and the exterior compressor looks good, but that looks like a pretty decent, easily serviceable heat pump. I'd have your tenants make sure that they have an insurance policy. So we've got an item on here on the interior feature for electrical distribution. This is a newer built house. So this is a 200 amp panel. It says 200 up top, looks good. The wiring's exposed here, but it's very organized, which is super cool. Here's our hot water tank. We've got a segment on here for the list. Hot water tank looks good to me. That's a newer system. Probably is going to be in good condition. It doesn't look corroded at the bottom. It's off the floor. You have to keep hot water heaters off of the floor. Normally you put a pan around them, but I mean, this is kind of the hillbilly version of it with a pallet. That's going to work as good, if not better, keeping it off the floor away from moisture. I don't see any rust at the bottom. That's a big thing. Here's the sewer drain. We're not gonna have enough time to do like a thorough inspection on the sewage today. We could do that in a future video. We got a farm sink. I love these things, but they're 30 bucks. We got an Explosives A placard. Makes me wonder what they were doing here. We've got a dehumidifier here. This is a walkout basement. Great idea to have dehumidifiers in your basement to keep it dry. You don't want moisture. Moisture will rust out your heating system. That's a vent there. This looks good. We'll have to find where the filter is. You need to make sure your filters are serviced, but it's a Train model. There you go. We're going to leave the filter out to let them know it's time to replace it. The plumbing type is PVC, but I haven't looked at all the plumbing yet. So far, it looks pretty good. The flooring here, flooring looks like crap. Drywall looks okay. So we're coming up the sketchy stairs. We have a broken window. This is an older wood window, broken from the outside in. So this could be a situation where someone broke in. So that's going to be a $150 repair there. And like I said, we're planning on renting this one out as opposed to selling it. The bathroom doesn't look bad. This needs cleaned. Let's look at the plumbing under here. Oh, child lock, cool. Yeah, it's PVC here. It's a little bit mildewy, and that's because probably no one's lived in here for a couple years. You can replace the toilet for $100, so we might as well replace it. Shower enclosure looks good. So, you know, I don't see any deal breakers here. Like I said, we've already committed to purchasing this place for about $100,000. This place will rent for $1,500 a month, so we'll be better than the 1% rule. Front door looks okay. We'll probably have someone refinish it or paint it. Window outside looked okay here. Kitchen counter, this is the most hillbilly thing I've seen in a long time. Who would do this? I've seen a lot. This has to be one of the most unsanitary things that I've seen. The flooring in here probably should be replaced. It's laminate. The laminate's starting to peel up, starting to look like crap. We'll take a peek out here. We saw the porch from the bottom. Now we're looking at it from the top. I don't know. We might have to, at least, we're going to have to replace some boards here. At worst, we're going to have to tear it off and put a new one in. That's probably the biggest issue or the biggest problem that we have right now with this house. Countertop sucks, but I can get that countertop down at Menards for $100. It's going to cost me $150 to replace it, so that's $250. I'll refinish the cabinets. I don't know who in their right mind puts carpet on these steps, but I'm more of a runner type guy. And then we have this lofted area up here. I see a potential serious problem here. So we've got a pitched roof on the outside, and we'll have to come in and do an assessment on the roof. That's one thing that we consider. This is chock full of mice poop. There could be rats or mice in this. So this is a problem that's existed in this part for quite some time. Most likely moisture infiltration here. This is where it could get tricky. Could be a $10,000 price tag. But once again, we budgeted $25K for this house. So I think we're going to hit all of our things. I was really hoping not to see something to this level, because this means we need to go out and do a much further roof assessment. But still, I don't see anything that's a deal killer here. That's going to be expensive. Everything else is going to be kind of minimal. We don't really need to repaint it because it's a cabin. People expect raw wood on the cabin, $1,500 a month. We're better than the 1% rule, which is cool. And we'll have $125K all in, $75,000 in equity. So we're at like, what, 60%, 65% loan to value? Maybe a little worse than that. So let's go take a look at this roof section real quick. So I'm looking at it, it doesn't look bad. The roof doesn't look great. If we were flipping it, I'd put a new roof on it. If we're just renting it out, I might kick the can down the road for 5 years. That's kind of like where we're at. We're going to go through and we're going to mark everything, make sure we have pictures of everything, and then we're going to go back to the office and take a look. Hey guys, it's Brandon with Investment Joy. I started this company, my real estate company, with only $25,000 out of pocket. I know if I had to do it again, I could probably do it for next to nothing. I bought 6 apartments and houses a couple years ago for $6,000 out of pocket. Several of them were $250 a piece. Absolutely crazy deals. And I found that the way that you do that's through education and training, and that's why we've launched Ultimate Joy. Part of it, investmentjoy.com. You can get 12 months of intensive coaching, mentorship, training directly from me. We have hundreds of courses, hundreds of videos. We have hours worth of content ready and waiting for you to join. So go to investmentjoy.com and book a call with my team today.
So here's the storage locker update. Recently we had a little bit of a break-in, so we made the decision to install electric effectively on all of our units. We had an electrician company come in, they had to put a new meter in. Meanwhile, the break-in was kind of weird. This unit here, people broke in to sleep in the unit. They took, I think, some of the tenant's stuff, but not much. The tenant wasn't super upset about potentially anything that was lost. It's just the fact that they had this unit trashed. So yours truly got sent out here to clean it up. We found all sorts of paraphernalia here, and this really kind of very lifelike and extravagantly creepy baby doll. Look at that. That's pretty disturbing, but we're at a 95% occupancy, which is totally amazing for 36 storage locker units at $70 a month on average. So me going through and cleaning up all the trash really is not too bad. I want to say I've had 3 hours worth of work on the storage lockers since we've got it, or not, maybe this year. So making all that money for 3 hours worth of work is great. We got the unit cleaned out, and I'm going to flip the lock here, put the zip tie on it to kind of indicate to everybody that's empty. And we had a couple things the tenant left here, so I'm going to put these on my newspaper. And as I cleaned out the unit, I think I found why this happened. You see that, guys? That's an air freshener for our competition in town. I think they sent the homeless.
We left the office to shoot a segment, and I got a thing on my phone that the service is out of equipment, we should come again. So I'm here to take a look at what's going on with my nicer car wash. We're gonna go through my less nice car wash, I guess, and we're seeing this thing. This isn't good. The machine stopped in front of a car. All the calls and text messages go to my Google Voice number for the car washes, both car washes. And normally if it stops like this, somebody calls me because they feel like they lost out on money, and I have no idea why it would stop here. I would think it's a drive off, like someone just exited the bay, but we're in the mechanical room and look at the computer system and see what the error is. It sucks because we've gone probably almost a month without any major breakdowns here. The only piece of drama that's happened would have been the last video where a homeless person broke the lock off of a storage shed and got in and smoked some rocks. And we had to go and deal with that. That's pretty much it. We got security and power we're setting up at the storage lockers. So here we are. We put a brand new water recycling system here. Aaron came and set it up. So now we're recycling at least part of the water from the reverse osmosis system. So let's see what terrible error has gone on here. Arm jam, alarm, just carriage resistance detected, arm jam. This is the error that we've had in the past, and it was at 11:30. So the car wash has been out of commission for 2 hours. So this should reset everything. We'll go outside and see, did it reset? Okay, so here's what happens when you reset it. It starts finding the limit. It's trying to figure out where the arm jam was, and it's clearing it. This might be just kind of a random error that hasn't happened for a month or more, or maybe it's a sign of worse things to come. I don't know. It's resetting, so we should probably wash our car for science real quick. Oh, I accidentally did the expensive wash. I didn't mean to do the really nice one. But we got to test it anyway to see what's going on. Someone could have just rammed it or ran into it, or it could be a temporary error as opposed to like something endemic.